Yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all? Um, this looks different. This whole entire thing looks different, but welcome to episode 2 of the season. How is everybody doing? I see some people coming in. Hi y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh man. So shout out to all of you for joining in yesterday. You guys showed me mad love with Robert Richard. Just shout out to y'all. Like, we doing big things over here. We're working, but I couldn't do any of this without you guys. So I'm honored. I'm honored to be back. And also I'm honored to be back in my sweaters. Cause you know I'm still big and I love my sweaters. You feel me? So I had to do it. I gotta bring it in. I gotta get the snug back. Like, I love my short sleeves, but a boy love a sweater. You feel me? Today we are joined by rapper, model, and influencer. I know her for Batandelea, but she goes by Icey. I can't wait to bring her on right now. And let's go. Let's go right into it. Hey, what's going on, Damo? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, my brother? I gotta talk to you too, so hit me up after. But let's get into it. Let's dive into it. I hope y'all all doing well. I love y'all. Y'all look nice out here today. Thank you for tuning in. This is weird, yo. It's like if you guys ever went live, I guess after the update, it seems crazy. But we're about to make it work. I'm doing good. I'm happy to be back. Season 2 is in effect. If you missed last night's episode, please go in. Wait, I thought I did add you. I thought I was waiting for you. My bad. I'm like,
are we here?
hey, what's going on?
Hi,
How
Courtney.
are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to fix this. Can y'all see my forehead? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm here in the same boat. Let's get
Like,
it together.
I see yours. I just think that this entire thing looks different now.
It does.
But we're back. We're back with season 2. You look beautiful. You look so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I've known this young lady now for almost a decade. We worked together, and then we just stayed in touch. And I think that is so important, you know, to kind of continually support each other. And you, sweetheart, have done amazing things in the midst of going through so much. And I just have to say, before we dive in and before you share your story, that I am proud. I am honored to be able to interview you. So let's tell the people. You're welcome. Tell the people a little bit about who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Icey. I am a rapper. I am a model and an influencer. Basically, I've just been heavy on my grind right now, just trying to make a name for myself, get my music out there, and just build my brand, the Icey brand. And that consists of everything between photo shoots, music videos, modeling, YouTube, so many things. I'm just a very creative person, and I love that I get the chance to express my creativity with the world. So
first of all, I would have thought, just by knowing you, that you would have gone into comedy, because nobody knows she is hilarious. All we did at the job was laugh. Me and Damo must have laughed at everything under the sun. We were like the Three Musketeers there.
And I miss you. I miss you so much.
I miss you too. How did you get into the arts? Like, when did you know and realize, hey, this is something that I want to do?
Right. Well, oddly enough, I've always been a very creative person. I get my creativity and, you know, my dance passion, my passion for music from my mother, and she passed that on to me. So it's always been in me. I always wanted to be a performer. I went to high school for music and art, so I was in a dance group. I was a cheerleader. It was kind of always in me, but I actually came off a whim about a couple years ago, and I'm really like a writer. I like poetry. So I've written songs plenty of times, but I don't know, one day I just said, like, hey, like, let me stop writing these little poems and these little songs, and like, let me like kind of take it to the next level, because I know I had the talent. I just didn't have the drive. I didn't know how to do it. So
Yeah,
I started
yeah.
from there.
Oh, that's nice. First of all, that's
Yes.
exciting because I didn't even know you went to school for that. Like, it's
Yes.
so weird how much you find out about people
Yes,
after.
after
You
the
know what I
fact,
mean?
that is very true. Even you
Yeah,
with Funny Twitter,
yes,
we
yes,
talked about this years ago, and now it's back.
yes.
So I'm proud of you for that.
It's so insane, right? So
Hmm.
people who know me before a kidney transplant, like her, know that I've been speaking on this for
For
years. You know what I
forever. I
mean?
know you have, and I'm so proud of your growth.
Thank you. We're gonna just kind of dive into something real quick here. So one of
Yes.
the things that you shared with me was that you had to go through a lot to get here, and I feel like in
Yes.
times we all have to go through a bit of a turmoil to be
Hmm.
able to appreciate the finer things that we get a chance to obtain.
Yes,
You know,
I
and
agree.
you definitely talked a bit about going through like a mental toxicity that you
Yes.
had to go through in your life, relationship wise, but also family
Yes.
oriented. If you mind
Yes.
sharing that a little bit.
Okay. Well, basically, I come from extremely humble beginnings. I didn't grow up with my mother. My mother, she suffers from mental illness, and I never knew my father. So I was definitely one of those kids that didn't have a lot of parental guidance. And I
Yeah,
grew up in a very strict family as well. So all of that was basically my molding pot and what made me what I was today. But honestly, it was just so much compression. It was so much stress around me. I actually wind up finding like solidarity and finding love when I was a teenager. I spent about like 6 years in that relationship where I was able to conceive my daughter and my son. God bless them, because they're like my sunshine. Like they give me everything that I am today. They are my drive, and they would keep me going. So it was definitely a blessing, but there were definitely some obstacles that I had to face in order to have my children, in order to have this family dynamic that I have. And it was just basically, sometimes you're in that like a toxic relationship where, you don't see eye to eye, things are not going your
yeah,
way. It's a lot of conflict, whether it's mental abuse, whether it's physical abuse or emotional abuse. These are things that I had to go
yeah,
through. And it took for me to just get so tired of the lifestyle that I was living for me to actually be able to break free. I know a lot of times when you're in like long relationships, sometimes you don't know how to leave that person. Sometimes it's hard to let go, but I'm
yeah,
happy that God gave me the strength to actually finally let it go after so many years. And it wasn't until I did that I felt set free, but my life also, took a great big turn, and it changed my life. Um,
yeah,
but honestly, I'm very happy because those obstacles that I did face is what drove me to that passion. I
yeah,
always had a passion for things, but I never knew how to kick in that drive and really take full force of what I wanted to do. And
yeah,
me basically hitting rock bottom, having nobody, being homeless, just having nowhere to turn, I turned to my music. I turned to myself. I turned to basically just pour back into myself, find myself again. And I feel like it's gotten me a pretty long way. So
hmm
it was a blessing in disguise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think I thank you for sharing that, and I love
Yeah.
that. A lot of times, even in the worst of things, we get
Yes.
the best of things, right?
Yes.
So, like, one of the things that I love that you shared was that even in the midst of your turmoil, you had the biggest blessing, which were your kids,
Yes.
right?
I
You
did.
know,
I did.
yes, and in the midst of kind of like finding yourself, you
Yeah.
realize that at the end of the day, you're not no longer doing it for yourself. You're
Yes. I'm
doing it
doing
to
it
leave
for
a
the
legacy
kids.
for your children.
Yes. And
I
that's,
love that you share. I love that you shared that. Growing up, you didn't have a family dynamic to
yeah. To keep me
to
grounded.
conform you, to keep you
Conform.
grounded. So then
Yes.
when you got into this relationship, it was like,
My end all
who
be.
am I? Right, who
Yes.
am I? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I feel like a lot of times we get lost in that, right? Like,
We
how
do.
can now that you look back and you see it, it's like, how can I
Have put
love
myself.
somebody else or receive this love or
Hmm.
not know or not even know what to call what is happening to me
Right.
because I don't know
Because you
who
don't
I am.
know. You don't
Right, you know what
know.
I'm
You don't
saying?
have
And I
the
feel like,
tools and the
right.
knowledge.
And then, one thing that is so true, and I know this is so cliche, is that we are what we attract, right?
Yes.
And
That is true.
sometimes we're toxic
Yes.
and we're
So we
asking
attract.
to be loved and we're asking to, all
Yes.
these things that happen for us.
Yes.
But we are living in toxicity ourselves.
Because we're
So I
keeping
love,
ourselves in that
yes,
toxic state of mind.
yes. So I love that, and people like love writing memes and cliches, but this is real life,
This
guys.
is real
And I
stuff
love that
now.
she said that I had to get tired.
I
And
had to.
sometimes you gotta get tired. You
Yes.
gotta be like, you know what? I love me, and
More
especially and now
enough.
more enough to kind of
Yes. To
glide
pull,
through all of this.
and it's
Now,
hard.
when for you, when was it for you? Because I know in this you had two kids.
Yes.
So in this, when was the point where you were like, you know what?
Enough is enough.
Right, enough is enough. I have to find me. Where was that breaking point
Mm,
for you?
man, it's actually so profound because it's almost like straight out of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that point for me was when I was carrying my son. My son is 3 years old. God bless him. It was just, noticing that I was unhappy. I didn't like
Yeah,
to be disrespected, especially as a woman that is bearing a child. I feel like that's so precious, and you should always treat the mother of your children with respect. That I highly believe that, and I
yes,
definitely wasn't treated that way. Unfortunately, during my last months, my children's father had exited the relationship. Well, we had departed, and he had moved on very swiftly. So the last days of my pregnancy were extremely stressful, and basically it was like a family breaking up. It was like a divorce, and I had to start from ground zero. And me hitting that ground zero is really what it took for me to say, hey, like, I can no longer live my life off the strength of someone else. It's time for me to find me. It's time for
yeah.
me to pick up the pieces that my parents left behind for me to figure out. And that's exactly what I had to do. And ever since my son was born, I swear I've never looked back. And
Mm,
it's actually been so powerful for me to actually kick in that motherly strength that we have and just take my cubs up and say, hey, like, don't worry. We're
yes,
gonna handle this. I got this for us.
yes.
And that's what I've been doing the whole entire time. It hasn't been
I
perfect,
love.
but I'm doing that work. So,
I'm like in awe right now because
oh,
sometimes I don't care what no one says. What a
yeah,
woman has to go through is
so
so
much.
much more than any man could ever think
It's
of.
true. It's true.
And
It's
the
true.
fact that you bear us.
Yeah.
You have to carry us in your womb and then take care of us and change our
Yes.
nasty ass diaper for
Come
us
on
to
now.
then turn around and disrespect you.
Come on
You know
now.
what I
And
mean? Like,
when you're in these positions, it really shows you that value. So
yeah,
I'm happy that certain things went accordingly because I had to know like what that motherly love was, how to love on my children because I didn't get that. So it was definitely a full circle moment for me, and I'm actually
yeah,
proud that I had to go through all of it. Like it was
yes.
a
And
blessing.
then to kind of like learn on your own. You know what I mean? Because not
Literally.
having anybody, so now you have
Yeah.
to find the bits and pieces that
You
people
do.
show you and
Exactly.
put it
Yes.
together to make it everlasting.
But you want to
You
know
know?
something? That right there is dangerous in itself. You have to be very careful. And not to even speak on this topic, but I can relate in another artist, Megan Thee Stallion, with her parents not being there. And sometimes you might shift your attention to certain people just because you're looking for that parental guidance. And
Yeah,
I relate to her on that aspect. And I my heart goes out to a lot of people that have to go through that. Actually, God put it in my heart for me to start working on a foundation, which is in the works right now, to basically
mm,
give back to those people that have been through things like me, and just going through that parental loss, going
yes,
through those struggles. Just anyone that has been through similar things, or if you've ever struggled, just trying to make it through the next day. I'm
yeah.
definitely going to be coming out with an organization that's going to cater to those people in our community. So I'm happy about that. It's just basically like a testimony.
Yes.
Bring what I could share back to people that are like me. So
And that's great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pouring into those lives because no
yes,
one should ever have to go through that.
yeah, it's a
One thing you said in
testimony.
the beginning was that, in your pain, you found music again. In
I
your
did.
struggling, you found the need to get back into your craft.
Yes.
So you get back in, and how do you start? Like, when do you
Oh,
realize, listen, I'm going full force with this?
listen, I'm not gonna lie, Courtney. It was definitely a journey, and honestly, I all I can say is that I started writing my little freestyle raps. It started with me writing the little freestyle raps, and I actually tried to present it to Instagram, and this is where I had to like this is where it really kicked in for me. Like if I post this, that would mean how serious I am about my craft. So it
Yes.
was a matter of me just posting that first video. It was a matter of me writing that pen. It was a matter of me sitting down and memorizing my lyrics. Like it took hard work for me to get to where I am today. And it was just you know, it was always just a vision for me. It was a vision for me. You know, it went step by step, of course,
Yeah.
freestyles. Now I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
studio. You know, I'm starting to network and branch out. And when you going on your journey, you're always going to meet people that you're going to come across, and they'll be able to help you and share knowledge with you. So networking was a huge contributing factor. So,
Yeah.
and I tell anyone that ever wants to do anything, like, you need to have that passion, you need to have drive, and you need to be networking, because you can't do it by yourself. And I've been blessed enough to have, you know, made, you know, gained so many followers. People are calling me Icey now, so that's a big deal. So it's really surreal, and I'm just happy to see what my hard work is going to take me on into the future.
Yeah.
So
So you also in the midst of rapping, you model. So anybody who
yes,
follows her, you see these real, like, and I'm telling you, I look at her like my little sister. So when I see them, I'm like,
yes,
wait, I'm
yes.
not ready.
I know
This is
it's
insane.
it's too much sometimes, I
It's
know, but
yes,
you know, we
but
gotta you
but you
gotta
got
get on it.
yes, you got to do what you got to do.
Gotta get it.
So what is your legacy that you want to
Mm.
encompass to leave to your children? Do you? Oh, by the way,
Yes.
do any of your children, or your daughter especially, does she have this bug? Like music,
Yes,
is it in
she
her?
does. She does. It's actually so cute. I actually was having a FaceTime call with my sister previously,
Yeah.
and we just watched her. She's very animated. You know, I'm animated, Courtney.
Yes.
So my
Yes.
daughter is literally like a small version of me. She's very animated. She loves to sing. You could tell she has
Mm.
that performer energy. So it's almost like a mirror image. So I love watching her do that, because I know if she can do it freely, I can do anything. So
Yes.
it's definitely a
Because she
beautiful
looks at
thing.
mommy like, if
Yeah.
mommy could do this, I
Yeah,
could do this. You know
it's
what I mean?
natural. It's natural.
Yes. So even though you've been through a lot, you know, and
Hmm.
you've gone through a lot in your journey to get here, you know, you've continually poured into people. And I've seen that on a daily. Like, you pour into so many people and you
Thank
give
you.
people hope. And I feel like in
Thank
times
you.
right now, people need to see that. So in the midst of you doing that, who pours into you?
Mm. First and foremost, Father above. And I'm gonna
Man.
say that as my main person. I do have beautiful seeds under me, like my very close friend. I have close friends that have been around with me for the ride, like people like Damo on this live right now. My close friends Katrina, and it's so many. I'm not gonna name them because this is not an award show, but I will tell you that God is really my only guiding light, and I say that.
Mm.
Of course, I just told you I didn't have the parental guidance. I don't have siblings. So
Yeah.
other than my friends, definitely God has been the one that keeps me grounded, keeps me in prayer and meditation. All of these things just really, you know, pouring into myself, giving myself self-love. Giving
Yeah.
myself self-love is actually what keeps me on the right path, and it keeps me on my vision. So I'm a big advocate for self-love, because if you don't love yourself, trust me, no one's gonna believe in you, no one's gonna love you like you can. So that's
Yes.
basically what, you know, keeps me together.
Yes. Yes.
Keeps
Yes.
me
Yes.
together.
So if you can speak to the you 10 years ago, right? What would you tell her today?
Wow, that's a great question. Um, oh man, don't make me get emotional, Courtney.
Listen, because I'm about to cry because I'm
No, because
sitting here and I'm just like, I'm in awe. I really am. I love you so much. You don't understand.
I love you too. I would have to say, don't let anyone tell you any different than what you know. Don't let anyone tell you different, because if I went through it, listening to other people, having other people tell me that I wasn't good enough, having other people tell me that don't put your all into your music, it's just a dream, telling me that I wasn't good enough to be anything because I had kids early. So it would definitely have to be just, don't let nobody else tell you different than what you already know. Believe in yourself and let God guide you, and don't let man guide you, because man is
Mm,
going to steer you where you don't want to go. Man is not going to take you where you want to go. They're going to tell you what you can't do.
mm,
So that would probably have to be my message.
mm.
I'm sorry to
To
get emotional,
believe,
but
I love this. To believe in yourself enough. To believe in yourself
definitely,
enough. You know what I
yes.
mean? And I think that's
Don't make me.
period. I know this is an emotional episode, everybody, but listen, we go in. You're going
We
to get
go
in
in.
here because it is what it is. It's Courtney's Corner. But
Right.
believe in yourself enough to get through your next phases. You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
you have
Like you were
to.
saying earlier, and one of the things that even for this brand that I had to believe in is that at the end of the day, I'm sitting here. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And I have to believe in myself enough to get up every
To
day and
and
to
do it
grind.
and
You
put
know what
that
I
work
mean?
in.
In the midst of everything that I've gone through in my life, I'm here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because I took that step of faith and said, you know what? At the end of the day, I got me because God
And
got me.
I've seen you do that
Yes.
firsthand. And I'm proud of
So
you.
thank you. What is your upcoming things? What do you have going on that you can share with us?
So, I'm actually really excited. This is actually one of yeah, there you go.
You hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Sorry.
Yes, okay. So I'm really in a very exciting time right now because I've been doing more releases of music videos and singles. And I've actually just been in the studio for like the past year, and I'm
Yeah.
actually coming up on dropping my first mixtape. So I'm so excited that people are gonna be able to
Yeah.
hear my music. I have videos all over YouTube, so that's always there. But my mixtape is definitely coming up. I want to go for, maybe like New Year's after, before, give or take, depending on how the Lord sets it up for me.
Mm.
But definitely by the top of 2021, I will be dropping my mixtape. So
We
I'm
are
excited.
excited. I am looking forward to it. And if Courtney's Corner can be there, we are going to
Yes,
be there.
please. I would love
Um,
that.
to keep this thing going and moving. Um, I do have some questions for you, but I got so caught up that I don't even know where
Yes.
I put them.
Oh,
It was going to be a game of this or that. I'll start whatever. Okay,
okay.
this or that. For toilet paper, under or over?
Oh, under, under. I,
iPhone or Apple?
oh, you mean Apple or Android?
Yeah.
Apple. I'm sorry. I can't get with the Android. If you got, I'm just, no offense to anybody got an Android, but I can't. I can't.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. What
I'm
is
sorry.
your most embarrassing moment?
Hmm. I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. My most embarrassing moment. Ooh. My most embarrassing moment was when I went to field day in sixth grade. You know how you guys are playing kickball and stuff like that? See,
Yeah.
my grandma had put like a little curly drawstring attached to my little ponytail. I seen that ball coming. I said, boo, and my ponytail went with the ball. So the whole school
Oh.
made fun of me. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah,
Oh.
my ponytail said, baby, baby.
Tell us the time that you friend zone somebody.
I do that every day.
Jeez.
I gotta do it every
Jeez.
day because it's just not giving. Every day, Courtney. Every day.
Damn.
I can't take it. I can't take it. Help
Oh,
me out here.
oh my God.
Right.
Okay. Your favorite cheesecake?
See, well, all right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just let you know that cheesecake goes on bagels. I'm just saying. I know cream cheese
Wait,
goes on bagels.
what?
Cream cheese goes on bagels.
Oh,
Cream, I'm sorry. I don't like cheesecake.
you hurt my
Cream cheese.
heart.
I
You hurt
love
my heart.
you, juniors to the day we die. I love it. I just can't eat it. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Name, tell me a piece of advice, a great piece of advice that somebody gave you.
Oh, hmm. I get a lot of great advice. I would say that I get this advice every time, and it pertains to me doing my music and putting myself out there. Everyone always tells me, don't stop while you're hot. Don't stop while you're hot. And I take that to say, when you start seeing, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute for you to build up your repertoire. It's going to take a minute for you to build up that work, but
Yes.
don't ever stop, because once you get hot, you want to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward. That's going to propel you into that longevity. So
Mm,
people always tell me that a lot, and I take that in account.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I know this is the last one. I know a lot of young girls look up to you because you are an influencer.
Yeah.
What piece of advice would you give them?
Oh, young girls. Oh my gosh. I got a lot to say to these little girls because I would definitely have to say self love. Stay on your grind. Know who you are as a woman. Know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, it's okay. It's okay to go through your journey and learn. People will come and go, but as long as you are staying true to yourself, as long as you are doing your daily work, everything is going to be okay. And I believe that. And this is in good times and bad times. Always stay true to yourself. You understand? Don't let no one else influence your thoughts.
Mm,
If you see things that don't look right to you, go with your intuition. Go with your intuition. That's just my go with your intuition with life. That's
yes.
the biggest.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, first and foremost, I say thank you so much. Just having you on here has made my week. So you welcome. I'm appreciative. Just let people know where they can find you and follow you. You heard me? Yeah, I hear you. Yes. Well, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Guys, we are here. We're back with season 2 of 101 Recording Starts. I thank you for joining us. I love you. I love you too, Eb. And I'll see you guys next week. Hey, what's going on, y'all?